this video, that means I am still pregnant in it. So I pre-recorded it, and that means I've already had my little baby Annabelle. So today's video, I wanted to do kind of like how I shot my maternity photos. So I did two different shoots. You guys have probably already seen one, which is the beach pictures that I posted on my Instagram, which if you aren't following me, I will go ahead and link it below. But I also did a second one that I wanted to talk about. It was kind of more like an intimate boudoir style maternity photo shoot. So I kind of just wanted to walk you guys through how I took the pictures, the settings on my camera, how I edited them, how I set everything up with a tripod, because we did do it ourselves, my husband Doug and I, and he was in a few of them, which means we had to set up a tripod and get all of that situated. But I wanted to make this video for you guys because a lot of you guys have asked me how I shoot my pictures by myself without a professional photographer, and I also know that a ton of you guys are actually pregnant or expecting yourselves, so you guys wanted to know how you could do it yourselves as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into my tips and tricks. So to start off my first look, we actually ended up taking pictures by the beach. So this is the outdoor photo shoot that I was talking about. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the accessories and the stuff that I wore. So my dress was actually from an Etsy shop called So Trendy Accessories, and I will go ahead and link it below. I actually have a 10% discount code for you guys to use on anything on the site, and I picked one of their, I think it was called the Emma dress, but I will link the exact dress below that I used. It comes in a bunch of different colors, and honestly the stuff on their site is flawless. It looks so like majestic, and I kind of wanted to look like, I don't know, I wanted to be over the top with it because I don't know if I'll be pregnant again, if I'll be lucky enough, or if I don't know, I just don't know if I'll get this experience again. So I wanted to soak it in and basically just go all out. So yeah, the dress has a really long train, and it did come with like an undergarment if you guys don't want to expose your belly. I took that off because I thought now is the time to show my pregnant belly in these maternity pictures. And it had like a really nice lace overlay for the top, and it was off the shoulder, so it was very flattering. They also sent me two flower crowns, which I actually didn't end up using, but they have the prettiest flower crowns, so I wanted to mention it. So this is the first one. The reason I didn't end up wearing these flower crowns was because initially I wanted to take these pictures like in a more earthy place, like a forest or something like that. But then I realized that Doug and I live right by the beach, and I kind of wanted to like commemorate this time with how we are in our lives right now, which is living in the South Bay of LA. So I wanted it to be more beachy. So this just reminds me of like some kind of earthy background. So I didn't use these, but this is the first one, and this is the second one. It's a little less in your face, but it's still really pretty. So yeah, I will link these two below as well. I actually ended up using a crown from the same place that I got my headpiece from for my wedding, which is another Etsy shop, and they are called A Bit of Love, and I will link that one below. But it was like basically a really dainty pearl hair vine, and I ended up wearing it as a headband just for something a little bit more subtle. And I would say that my tips for makeup and hair, I just kind of wanted to briefly mention these because I did actually used to shoot boudoir, and I used to shoot pictures of other people, and I found that when you have bold lashes, so either eyelash extensions like I do, or if you wanted to just get a strip lash from the drugstore, which is really affordable, you could do that. But they really look good in pictures, especially pictures outside, because it brings a lot of attention to your eyes. And also a really bold lip. It doesn't have to be like a dark color or anything like that, but making sure you really outline the outside of your lips, because especially if you're taking pictures outdoors, it can kind of like wash you out if you like the light and airy feel like I do. So you want to bring attention to your eyes and lips, and obviously really define your jawline with contour, because that always looks good. And another tip for taking pictures just in general that I thought I would throw this out there, I wanted to mention it because when Doug and I heard this tip, we seriously, like, the way we took pictures is completely different, especially me for my blog. But it's to basically like stick your jaw out, because as you guys know, you gain weight in your third trimester, and I mean, things can just look bigger than they are. So making sure to like stick your jaw out when you're taking a picture, it's gonna feel really forced, and it's gonna feel like you're just awkward, but I swear it will look so good. Like, the difference is night and day when I started to do this trick. I will link below the video that I found out this tip in, and you guys will seriously see your pictures transform, like no joke. So my first tip that I wanted to share with you guys is something that I definitely did not take into consideration myself, but it is to try and take your maternity photos between, I would say, 32 and 36 weeks, just because in your third trimester you can go into labor at any point. So it's better to be safe than sorry. I actually took both of my maternity shoot pictures at 39 weeks, so I waited to the last minute. I don't know why I'm such a procrastinator. I just had a feeling deep down I was not going to go into labor, so I just kept putting it off. But I would not recommend that, especially if it is your second or third baby. It's better to be safe than sorry and not have any pictures. So the second tip is to determine whether you wanted to do an indoor shoot or an outdoor shoot, because they honestly are completely different and you need to prepare in different ways depending on if you're shooting with artificial light, with like light boxes, or just using the light from the window, or if you're in direct sunlight and things like that. So I'm going to talk about both ways and show you guys the pictures from both of my shoots. So the first shoot that I wanted to walk you guys through was my outdoor photo shoot. So the one that I took with Doug. So he was in some of the pictures and I took some, well, he took some of me by myself. So for these pictures, I will go ahead and link below the blog post, and I have all of the pictures on there. I only showed you guys a few in this video, but if you wanted to see all the pictures, I will link below that post, and I will also link below the post that basically is going to describe what camera settings I use, the kind of camera and lens and tripod, editing software, and everything. So we'll have all the details if you guys want a more, I guess, in-depth talk through about what I did to set everything up. But my first tip for doing outdoor photo shoots is to try and start shooting an hour before sundown. Now you could do an hour before sunrise, but that is a little bit more difficult depending on where you live, because I personally don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. to get ready. So I'd rather do it at the end of the day. Basically just gives you the best lighting possible. If you shoot in direct sunlight, you're going to have harsh shadows on your face. The features on your face are going to just not look good, and it's just going to be very frustrating to get good looking pictures when you're shooting with the sun right above you. So we actually did our pictures at the beach. We did them at Hermosa Beach in Los Angeles, and they turned out really good because we gave ourselves enough time to set everything up. We arrived about an hour before sundown, and basically as time went on, the better the pictures came out because the sun was casting just like a really nice golden glow over both Doug and I. I would say that shooting on an overcast day is the best. It's the ideal time to shoot. Although some people think that it's not a good time to shoot, if you're a photographer, you'll know that it's the best time because the lighting isn't super harsh. So on the day that we shot, it wasn't overcast, unfortunately. So we basically had to position the sun to our sides so it wasn't creating a backlit harsh shadow over our bodies. So the second tip that I have for shooting outdoor photos is to practice setting up the tripod and the self timer beforehand, because honestly, you might think that it's easy, but it can be very stressful shooting outside. There's a lot of people, you're having to battle the elements, like wind and sun and all of that stuff. You're having to like fix your hair and your makeup constantly. So just knowing how to set up your camera beforehand really does help take the stress out of it. The third tip that I have for shooting outdoor photos is to basically plan your poses ahead of time. Now this sounds super forced and it sounds really silly, but if you would just spend like 5 or 10 minutes posing in the mirror and looking at pictures on Pinterest, maybe creating a Pinterest board beforehand so you can refer back to the exact shots and the poses that you want. Because if you're not a model, like I am not a model, I have no idea how to pose my face or my body. I basically have to constantly be referring to my maternity Pinterest board where I pinned a bunch of different looks and poses just so I make sure that I have everything down that I want. And the last tip that I have is to seriously be in a good mood. And this sounds easier said than done, but when you're in your third trimester, it's really easy to just feel hungry and tired and cranky. So make sure that before the shoot, you and your partner are well fed, you're in happy moods, you're not going to eat out after, because I would not recommend that. And you just mentally prepare yourself because it is very stressful. When I took these photos, they look super peaceful and they look like everything is calm in the background. But little did you guys know, my dress was basically open. It's like an open slit in the front. So I was wearing underwear underneath because that's what you kind of have to do to show your stomach. You can't wear, well, I guess you can wear like shorts, but the whole point of the dress is to show your stomach. And there were people walking by and they were just staring because obviously I look like an eyesore being 9 months pregnant taking pictures on the beach. So yeah, you basically just have to come with like a really good calm mental state because you can get really stressed out easily, especially if you are in your third trimester. So my second set of pictures I did in my bedroom, and Doug just took them on like my regular Canon 6D. And I love these pictures. I wasn't initially gonna do them just because I'm not really a risque kind of girl. I don't know, you guys can kind of tell I'm more buttoned up and I don't like to like let everything out. But then again, like I said, I'm in my third trimester and I don't know if I'll be pregnant again or if I'll want to be or what's gonna happen. So thought this might be a once in a lifetime chance for me to do that. So I wanted to take advantage of it. So yeah, basically I took pictures in my bedroom and they were more like light and airy and ethereal and just like, I don't know, very girly and feminine. So if you guys wanted to do a shoot like that, I have a few tips for you. The first one is shoot in natural lighting. So don't take pictures on your bed or on your couch or just like against a wall in your house or apartment, you know, at nighttime or in the afternoon. Try and shoot at the brightest part of the day and make sure the sun is like coming in at an angle from you, not straight onto you, just because it will create a really nice glow to your skin and will make you look bright and light. Another tip is kind of a little controversial because I know some people are not into this, but in my experience, women that shoot boudoir photographs look better when they have a little color on their skin. So if you're super pale like I am, like trust me, I look tan right now, but that's because it's a fake tan. But normally I do have like no color on my skin, hardly any. So I have to put a little bit of color on my skin just to make sure that, I don't know, when you're shooting against a white and bright light and airy background, if you have a little bit of a tan on your skin, you would just look like, I don't know, your skin will come to life and your features will look softer and you'll look a lot better in the pictures. So I will go ahead and link below my favorite self tanner if you guys are into that, and I do have a code for a free tanning mitt if you want to use that. And the other tip that I have is the same one for the first photo shoot, and it's basically to just go through and pin a bunch of pictures and poses and refer to them throughout the shoot, and obviously to be patient. Honestly, it looks like these pictures took me no time at all, that I just snapped a few or Doug snapped a few of me, but it took a good probably hour or 2 hours, and honestly, like we've been doing this for years, so that is saying something. It takes a long time to get a good shot, so especially if you're in your third trimester and if you're feeling overweight or bloated and you're just not feeling pretty, which I feel like that a lot in my third trimester, especially with the amount of food I'm consuming as of late. I definitely don't feel my best, but just try and be patient, and if the first like 10 or even 20 photos don't turn out, don't give up. Try and be patient with it and just take your time and make sure you eat beforehand. So Doug and I just got to our shoot location and we're actually gonna do it on the beach. We're making sure we can park here. And yeah, basically one of my biggest tips for photo shoots is to start taking pictures right before the sun goes down, because then there's not like harsh shadows on your face. Also, another tip is to wear heavy contour because you can see it in the pictures better, especially if you like what? Heavy makeup. Yeah, heavy makeup in general, because if you like the light and bright and airy look like I do, sometimes it can dull down your face makeup, and you want those strong contour, strong jawline features in your pictures. Yeah. And yeah, so right now it's like 3:30 and we're at the beach and the sun goes down at like 4:45, so we make sure to get like at least an hour's worth. Yeah. So we're at Hermosa Beach. Sun is still bright in the sky, so it's not the best time for pictures, but at least we get set up. Doug hates the beach. Well, he doesn't hate the beach. He just doesn't like, you have to take your shoes off. That's like the rules.
It's probably, the sand is probably so cold.
He just doesn't like sand on his toes.
I don't like bare
on
feet.
His precious baby feet.
Bare feet is what freaks me out about it.
Yeah, he doesn't like being barefoot. Oh, it's cold.
Yeah. It is.
So it's a lot later now. Probably like, I don't know, 40 minutes. And it's very critical. What? Doug literally got pooped on by a bird. So we had to deal with that, and also there's people trying to look at me because I'm wearing like, it's like one of these dresses that opens. You can see my underwear, so we had to wait for all the people to leave. So annoying. We finally got the shoot, and this is like the best lighting. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the sun is just about going down. Golden hours, 30 minutes before the sun goes down. It's the perfect time.
30 minutes before the sun rises.
Yeah, look.
Big old shit.
Okay, so for the second shoot, I'm actually gonna do one on my bed, and this is the perfect spot to do it because everything is white and bright, and I like really like ethereal, airy looking pictures. So basically what I like to do for these kinds of shoots is I go on Pinterest and try and mimic the pictures exactly, with Doug's help, of course. He's on his computer. So yeah, basically I need to move that cup, but everything I like to be clear from the background. And I'm wearing, I can't really show you guys, but you'll see in the pictures, but I'm wearing this robe. It barely fits me. That's why I can't show you, but it's a really pretty like light pink silk robe. If I was having a boy, I'd probably get a blue one, but I got this one from Macy's. And then I'm just wearing a white bra because some of the pictures are gonna kind of look like this. So I wanna make sure I have nice undergarments and then white lacy underwear. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot the pictures now and I will show you guys what they look like. Okay, so this is one that I'm gonna try and mimic. And then I like this one from a side angle. This one is really pretty. And let's see. This one's cute. This one, and then also this one I really want to try and mimic. I really like that one too. So yeah, I removed all of the pillows from the bed, and we're gonna open that big light, and we might have to move the light boxes in to give some more light to the other side of the room. So that is it for my tips and tricks on how to do a maternity photo shoot yourself. Like I said, everything in detail will be in my blog post along with all of the pictures that I shot. So yeah, everything from how I edited and the equipment I used and everything like that. So definitely check that out. I will link it below. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button below for more videos like these and more motherhood videos, because I'm sure I'll be doing those soon once I settle in with Annabelle. And press the like button if you guys like this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.